Wish my wife made more than me. I'd be chilling. But, you know, hey.
But they said it for men it's an ego thing, so.
For some men.
Yeah, they need to check their egos then.
They can have my ego. Pay them bills, let me chill.
Welcome to another episode of Behind the Marriage, featuring my parents who have been married for 30 years. Welcome to the love series for February. We are highlighting marriages, so it is called Behind the Marriage. Today I am interviewing my parents. They're going to introduce yourself and we are going to get into the questions.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Carey Nunnally Sr.
Hi, I am Nora Nunnally.
And how long have y'all been married?
We've been married for 33 and a half years.
And we'll be married 34 in June.
Yes, okay. Why is marriage so important, or why should people get married?
Well, I'm a biblical man. I'm a Bible man. And in the Bible it tells us, be fruitful and multiply. And God instituted the marriage to do that. He says the two shall become one, because he said one can put 1,000, but two, 10,000. So he's showing us what unity can do. He's asking us to be unified so we can multiply. And he also commands a blessing in unity. So it's better for us if we work together and we replenish the earth.
Okay. Mom?
Why should people get married?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new relationship. It's the person who you married to is that you want to love them for the rest of your life, and also that you would like to have children.
So that's why they should get married?
So that's why they should get married. And
what are the biggest challenges of marriage?
Well, if you ask me, the biggest challenge is renewing your mind and getting synced into a new way of living. Mm-hmm. You know, you grow up living with your mom and your daddy, you learn what's there, goes on there, or your sisters and your brothers, and you have a pattern, you know, everybody know how to do stuff, but when two grown-up folk get together, then you gotta learn how to get along. You gotta learn how to merge those two different worlds into one world and continue loving each other, because just because you love each other, it don't stop there. The bills got to be paid. People got to be taken care of. You know, you have money, sex. You have all those different things that come into play. So you agreeing and you working through that plan is probably the hardest thing for y'all to decide what you're going to do, because you're going to be faced with a lot of things. The Bible says for better and for worse. And as all that goes along, you have to make sure as all that goes along that you be ready for it and you be ready to deal with it. So the two becoming one is the hardest part, because they're two different mindsets.
Mm-hmm. Mom, what's the biggest challenge of marriage?
communicating
Okay.
with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have a disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come together and discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
We may not agree with everything, but once we discuss it, hey, we just say, okay, we just do it this way or we do it that way.
So compromising.
Compromising. Another one is finances with the money. You know, one person might spend money all the time, the other person might save money. So you have to talk about finances, because, you know, finances, you are the most one that causes divorces.
No, sex.
Intimacy is another one.
So finances, intimacy, and communication, and you said minds. Those are the biggest challenges.
Getting communication, getting your mind synced.
Okay, those are good. And so the next one is, what are the 3 most important things to have a successful marriage? I know y'all are cheating, so y'all can look at your paper because 3 things is a lot.
Well, 3 things is really, I think, in a marriage, you got to learn how to forgive. Because things will happen. And forgiveness is a big thing, which falls into that you got to have a willingness and a want and a desire to want to be married. You want to be married? I really want to be married. Some people might get married for different reasons, for money or for fame or something, but you got to want to be married to somebody, and you got to want to make that marriage work. And I would say the last one, and all these fall into the same, is love. It's got to be love, because love covers sickness and health. It covers good and bad, covers ups and downs. So you talk about forgiveness, you talk about love, you talk about ups and downs, tosses and turnarounds, that you have to be ready for, willing to want to make that marriage works. And just because one thing happened, wanting to get out, because you talk about irreconcilable differences, or you fall in love with someone else, you got to know that love is a thing that you grow into. That love at first sight is good, but that love at first sight has to continue. That I used to love her, or that stuff don't work there. Love is something that continues on, and when you see 2 old people on there dancing and stuff, still loving people, and you find out how that love keeps it going. Love really keeps it going, and as you give yourself to that other person, and they see that you love them, and they see that you love them, it makes it grow.
Okay. Mom, what are the 3 most important things to have a successful marriage?
Commitment.
Okay.
Be committed to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even, you might have differences, but still you need to be committed to each other.
Okay.
Having a healthy relationship. And also, whatever differences we have to work on it.
Okay.
So being able to work out our differences.
Okay. That's good. What are 3 most important topics to talk about before you marry someone?
I would say that you covered it in question 2, 3, and 4. Why? What's the most important things? What are some of the things that are hard? And then
no, but what are the most important topics to talk about before? You're talking about going through it. I'm saying what?
No, I'm talking about, that's what you talked about before. Hey, when we there, let's talk about why we want to get married, or what we want to happen in this marriage. How is this? How many kids we want? This this the sex we gonna have. So it's basically those areas when you ask 2, 3, and 4. How we gonna handle forgiveness? How we gonna get along? How we gonna direct this? And you gotta have, I think, a roadmap. So some people, most people, I try to use the Bible, but you got to have something that gonna kind of bring you together, or something that's gonna be there. So that question on, counseling, and I think the counselor covered that. They might ask you why you want to get married. They will say, well, I love them. Well, will you love them through sickness and health? What if they get sick tomorrow? Are you going to still be there? Is the love going to still be there? Okay. Do you know how many babies y'all want to have? Okay. What y'all going to do with the money? Just those questions like that. What you kind of covered in 2, 3, and 4.
Okay,
that I say.
you're trying to tell me I didn't ask the same questions, because just because you're saying that now don't mean that you talked about that. Did y'all talk about how many kids y'all wanted?
We did, but that's
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we should have talked about.
Exactly.
That's what I recommend that couples talk about, those 2, 3, and 4 that you got, because it's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about.
Y'all didn't talk about money. Y'all didn't talk about kids.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So these are topics that people should talk about
Right.
before
That's
they
why
get
I
married.
say 2, 3, and 4. You kind of covered it. You asked them, and they are them. By some other people might think something different, but to me, I
It's
think
the same.
2, 3, and 4 was good questions to ask that we should have asked ourselves prior to getting married, or while we was going through marital counseling. But a lot of people don't go through marital counseling. But
Did y'all
God
go
is
through marital
good.
counseling?
No, we didn't, but because God has been good, He has kept us, like you say, 33 and a half, almost 34 years. Yeah.
So do you feel like y'all should have got married later? Do y'all feel like y'all got married too quick?
I think we got married right on time. Me, my personal son, I think we got married on time because
Mom.
if I would have got married then, I probably would have been married to somebody else. Because I was a traveling soldier.
Okay, Dad.
And the soldier, hey,
Do you think you got married too quick, Mom?
No, I don't think so. I think it was right on time.
Okay. What are 3 important topics that you think you should talk about before you get married?
Well, my topic was money and finances. Your past.
Okay.
Because, we always have a past, so that should come into effect because you could be in financial issues, and the person who you marry needs to know that. And also children. Your spouse might want children, but you might not want children. So that will have a issue. So you should always talk about that first, because if you know that person doesn't want to have children, that might not be the person that you would want to marry.
And what's the last one?
Your past.
Oh, your past, children, and finances.
Money and finances.
Okay, a lot of people say that the past doesn't matter, but y'all think the past matters? Do y'all think the past matters? Some people say that they don't want to know about past relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you believe that it's true?
not relationships, but some of the past you find out and you'll say, but
So not past relationships, just your past, like your life?
yeah, past things that happen.
Like something traumatic. Okay, y'all talking about money. They gonna be like, Alicia's parents talk about money all the time.
We talk about money. We talk about money because they say the two biggest things that spoil marriages is finances and sex. So the finances got to be right. If you are a big spender, and you don't know how to manage money, shoot, that's why a lot of marriages dissolve because. Hey, they want to go out there and buy all this stuff too soon or too early or things of that nature, or work you to death, And you see a lot of marriages where we need to make money to do this right here, and they're out there making the money, and then they're home, the other one home alone, and so they're messing around or something like that. So in the marriages, so that's why finances is very important. And a lot of men go out there and work when especially when they're real young. He got a high sexual appetite, and if she's not ready for it, hey, he gonna be like, hey, I gotta go get somewhere else. You heard me?
I don't need to get yellow marked on YouTube.
What?
I don't need to get yellow marked on YouTube for talking about sex.
Well, no, we ain't getting graphic now.
It's not graphic, but they can hear words. It's audio. I'm just playing.
Sex, you just want to be for real.
But so, do you feel like having wedding? I don't know if y'all remember because y'all got married a long time ago. Do you remember how much y'all spent on y'all wedding? Do y'all feel like y'all spent too much? Because when you were talking about finances, people getting divorced and stuff. I know people are like now, like I don't want to have a wedding, different things like that, because they don't want to go into the marriage in debt and stuff like that. How do y'all feel about that?
We did go on a honeymoon.
Y'all didn't?
We didn't know, but we did have she had a church wedding, and we had about 4 or 5 bridesmaids and best men. We had an after party, and I had some friends who had nice cars and stuff, so we had a kind of like a limousine. So I mean,
so y'all use y'all resources.
Yeah, we
didn't spend that. We
had to use our resources, and her mom and some other people cooked the food and stuff like that. So it saved us a lot of money. I mean, we didn't have to spend, well, we didn't spend a lot of money because you know I'm cheap. Anyway.
Surely know that.
I don't know how much the budget was, but you know.
It wasn't large.
Yeah, because we didn't go on,
why did y'all go on a honeymoon? Y'all didn't have no money?
We had no money.
I don't know. Was you pregnant? No, we had a little kid.
Yeah, I was pregnant.
I didn't want to say it on here, but yes, she was pregnant and they already had a son. They had 2 kids, so y'all couldn't make it to the honeymoon.
We could deal with somewhere, but
Who's gonna watch the kids?
grandma.
My grandma? I'm just playing. Oh, okay. So y'all just did a honeymoon like later on, or y'all never did a honeymoon?
We done been on plenty now.
Now you gonna say that? Well, hopefully in 33 years y'all done been on some honeymoons.
We done been on a whole lot.
Okay. So my next question is, who should pay for the first date?
And I'll answer that. It don't really matter because, you know, sometimes you might meet on a trip, or you might just be somewhere. You can go Dutch, or you know. I posted on Facebook today. The lady talking about if he buys lunch, then I'll buy dinner. You know, treat her like a king, and you treat him like a queen.
Other way around.
Treat her like a queen,
And you treat her like
she treat you like a king. You know, and I think that even with your generation, you know, we grew up with the man had the vows and stuff like that. But now, you know, they going Dutch, and now a lot of girls make a lot more money than the men. So
isn't that sad?
They not really sad, but I mean, the system. You know, a lot of the ladies do go get that college and go get that stuff like that. So a lot of men got to step up to the next level. They got to start getting that education and, you know, not have them dreams about sports because alert. It's got to have education, whether you be a trade or whether it be school, to make decent money. You know, so you know that Burger King or that dropping out of high school, that stuff is gone. So, but it's good that, you know, some women know how to handle that, and men know how to handle that. That if she does make more money, that, you know, they don't keep that mentality. No, you supposed to make more than me, or you feel bad. I wish my wife made more than me. I'd be chilling. But, you know, hey.
But they said it for men it's an ego thing, so.
For some men.
Yeah, they need to check their egos then.
They can have my ego. Pay them bills, let me chill.
Okay, that's a line right there. That's a little what's that called? That's a what you sing? What is it called? That's a bar. Oh, pay the bills, I can chill.
I could be a house dad.
We know you would love it. You would love it. Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be no food, but you would love it.
You got that right.
You'd be hungry.
No, you eat good meat.
Not the hot dogs yet, not the cut of hot dogs.
Hey, chili dogs. See?
Not the chili dogs. I don't even eat chili dogs.
They put a lot of stuff in dinners now, so you know you can get chicken salad, and you can get all kind of stuff now. Meatballs, shoot, all you gotta do is heat it up.
That's all that sodium. Mom, what do you think? Who should pay for the first date?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Now, who paid for y'all first date?
I think your dad paid for our first date. I think, yeah, he paid for our first date, but it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mama don't never pay.
Princess treatment only. Princess treatment only. My mom don't pay for no date.
It doesn't matter.
No.
I had paid for you. I paid.
When?
You're right.
Okay.
We don't gotta do the arguments on the camera.
Hey.
She don't pay for no dates. It's okay if you don't pay for the dates.
You heard me.
Okay, so you kind of hinted on this earlier, Dad, but for my last question, I would ask, what tips or advice would you give to the younger generation about marriage?
Well, younger generation, y'all, something, but you know, you have to get with the Bible. I think you have to get with the Bible and know that the Bible does say, "Be fruitful and multiply," and trying to honor God, you will try to do that. A lot of, I mean, it's crazy out there now, because now they going around asking questions, "What's your body count?" I mean, they be doing crazy stuff out there, man. There's a girl on there, she talk about, if a guy by asked her body count, she said, "I had about 16. And then he said, she said 16, but I got herpes 1 and 2, but that I'm all right with that. What? I'm like, what the heck is going on? Who gonna wanna? I mean, who man, it's crazy. So you know, marriage is honorable, and you got to don't let that world get you psyched out where you just give your body away and you just go do that crazy stuff, because you'll be to ruin yourself for the rest of your life. So try to find that right person. I prayed to God for my wife, and so I think.
What was the prayer?
I said, God, give me a wife.
Okay.
Give me a wife, God, the right wife, and you know how to do that. And I believe God did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that's why I even pray for I pray for my wife, but I pray for my sons and your husband. They're wives, and your husband. I pray for y'all spouses, because I want them to be saved. I'm asking God to bless y'all, so we have some grandkids, and you know it won't be a lot of drama.
My dad do not like drama.
You know, we can have a good family, and a family. I really want our family to be a family that leads people to God. You know, be biblical and all of that kind of stuff. But I know it's hard. I know it's hard out there sometimes. But when you got rooted and grounded, I believe that can set you up for success.
But I wanted to ask you, because some people take that out of context, be fruitful and multiply. When you're just saying that doesn't say that you have to be married, though.
Yes, it is. Well, that's what it means. No,
you see what I'm saying?
If you get the biblical meaning, and you know, you can take almost anything out of context, but that's the context. Be fruitful. Being fruitful means you do a good deed. You know, you being connected with God, you being fruitful, and multiply, and that means that you having kids that will do the same thing. So being fruitful and multiply, that's where I take it. You know, some people, they might say that, being fruitful, multiply. I mean, that's as many girls I can. No, sir.
Yeah. And they have kids, and that's what they say. They say the Bible say be fruitful and multiply.
That's because God, He'll tell you take one woman, you know, and have and y'all become one. You know, it'll take 5 women or 6 women or 7 men, and y'all become one. No, that's too many, because you know, hey, 1 woman and 1 man is enough. Because if it's too many more, hey, there's a lot of jokers out there. Hey, they get jealous, and jealousy is it can burn and tear some stuff.
Okay, Mom, what tips or advice would you give to the younger generation?
My advice would be having to communicate with each other. Being honest with each other, and if they go to church, be able to study the Bible together, and that's it.
Okay, that's good. Do you have any last burning things you would like to say on the marriage series?
I would love to have a community full of marriages. You know, we have enough issues in life, but you know, just takes a village to raise a child or a family, you know, and we deal with different circumstances, death and all kind of things, but it'd be beautiful if we could all come together and just take care of each other and be a family of people that work to help each other grow, work to help each other fulfill their purpose that God created them for.
All right. Thank you all for being a part of Behind the Marriage.
All right, appreciate it. Bye-bye.